Good morning, all you VIPKID teachers out there. I'm just checking in after a morning full of classes, and I had something rolling around in my head this morning while I was teaching, and I thought I would just pop it out here on a video real quick. While I was teaching, I actually was a little distracted because my email account was popping up all of these emails of people responding to the latest update about the April incentive and then some information about the March incentive. And I was curious too. I was actually on the thread because I had questioned about how do we know what our ranking was and all of that. And so I thought I would just bring up a comment in my mind something that was going on in my mind about the March incentive. I had a little bit of trouble with this one because I have received some great feedback. I regularly teach between 70 and 80 classes a week. I'm trying to back that down some. I'm looking at keeping it right around, hovering it around 70, which just seems to work well for us, for our schedule and our family. But right now, I was pushing a lot more than that. And so I was getting some great feedback. But I had one mom who gave me 3 different times she gave me feedback, and they were 4 apples. And, 4 apples, it isn't bad, but, come on, we were all like, five, I want five, I want five. And so, it's kind of disappointing to, get the 4 apples and think, oh man, what did I do wrong? And pretty soon I was in my mind thinking, oh, this lady doesn't like me, but yet she kept booking me, and I still teach her son. And so I think in her mind, a 4 apple was a perfectly fine score for a teacher, but at the time it was bugging me, because it was like, what? My perfect 5.0 is gone, and it was kind of making me mad. But then I realized, I have to back away and understand that this is something that is in their minds is it's subjective to each individual parent. But I wanted to bring it up to just say it's funny how that feedback does something for us. It is a good thing to be able to see it. I one of the things I've noticed is that when I get just a 5 apple and there's no comment, I tend to dismiss that. I'm looking for words. I want to hear the words from them. And so last night, this came to mind actually because last night I received a great feedback from a mom who I had been teaching her son for a little while now, and I came to an assessment. During the assessment, he's a little bit higher level, so during that assessment, he was able to get through it rather quickly. And I knew at the onset that we were going to be done early. We were going to have plenty of time. And he had some areas that he's been struggling with in class, so I took some time and I backed up through the assessment, and I kind of took note of some of the areas where I saw that he may decrease his score a little, or maybe he just needs some improvement, but he actually got the points. And I backed up and I went through some of those slides with him, and it was nice to have that I wasn't on the pressure of time, and to be able to explain to him, now this is what I'm looking for, or this is what it needs to sound like, or this is why we do this. And I was able to take a little bit more time and slowly go through some of those slides with him. And I personally enjoyed it because I felt like there was no pressure. I could spend 3 minutes on that slide if I wanted to, because I still had 6 minutes on the clock to spend with him. So I thoroughly enjoyed that part of the interaction with him. And I almost hope that at some point we will have an extra, just one lesson per level that is just conversation, where we can review with some of our students. I would love to have that incorporated in. But I say all that to say her words meant so much to me when she said, thank you for taking the time to not only just give him the test, but to go back and talk through some of his areas that he needs to improve and to encourage him. And then she said this, and this is what got me last night. She said, when we finished with the class, my son said, now I understand what I'm doing wrong. And so it was good for me as a teacher, because that means that I need to get that communicated to him. this is a responsibility that I have to communicate to him clearly what he's doing wrong per lesson. But it also encouraged me that he had a light bulb moment, and it came on for him, and that assessment helped him to have that. And so I thought I would just say take heart. I know that March incentive was bugging us all. We wanted to all win and all be ranked number one. I'm not gonna lie, I got a bonus for it. I got $100, but I really wanted to know, was I like number one or number 100? Like which one was I? And that's really kind of silly if you think about it, to think that way. So think about your feedback and take it, and maybe just take a minute and appreciate the few words that might be thrown your way from a parent, because it really does mean a lot to us as teachers when they say thank you, and we see that you're doing a good job. And when a parent doesn't leave any words, please don't take that the wrong way, because that five apple that they gave you is everything, really. They may think you wouldn't understand their words. They may think you don't get the translation. They may not understand the system, or they may just be in a hurry and want to go, yep, we like you. Yep, we're happy. And then when you see their name get booked in your little sheet next week, then this mom is fine with me. It's good. We're good. We don't have anything that she's concerned about, because she's hitting me with those fives. So I have one mom who has booked me. She booked me in one day. She booked me 3 times. And of those 3 times, I only taught one of those classes. The other two were short notice cancellations. So I was still paid for those classes, and that's fine. But I felt bad. She paid me for classes that I didn't teach. But do you know, she still gave me five apples, five apples, five apples for all the classes that I've taught or not taught her son, and there've been many, because he seems to like book 3 and maybe take 2, and then book 3 and then maybe take 1. So she still gives me feedback. She still gives me 5 apples. So that's a good thing too, right? Because she's trying to tell me, don't give up on me. And she's saying, I'm happy with what you have done. So for all you March incentive watchers out there, take heart. Whatever you got, whatever amount of good apples you got, that's your true incentive. And even though the money may not have gone into the paycheck, it still means that those teachers or those parents appreciate what you're doing, and you are doing a great job. So great job to all you Apple earners out there this month. Have a great day.